So it's been about a month and a half since we got back from London. And in that time, we've had a chance to do a lot of processing about our trip. And today I want to just sit down and talk a little bit about some of the conclusions that we've come to as a result of our travels, our discussions, working on the website, and trying to get this thing up and running. So when we went to London, our hope was that it was going to be the first of many trips outside of the country to go explore and travel. And we thought Filthlamb was going to be based around traveling. At the time, Chad was working full-time remotely from LA, and I have a full-time position as a PhD student here in Cleveland. And both of those opportunities allowed us to be able to work pretty much from anywhere in the world. So on our drive out to Cleveland, we talked a lot about the importance of being in these different locations. We had this incredible road trip that took us across the United States, and we were realizing that through every different landscape and environment and weird little town that we stopped in, we were getting inspired by different things. And we talked a lot about taking trips to go and immerse ourselves in different places. So maybe take a couple of weeks and go live in a log cabin somewhere and write, or go grab an RV and do a 3-month trip where we're just working on films and our artwork and our writing. And so London was really supposed to be our first attempt at getting outside of the States and seeing how all of that was going to work. So Chad was trying to get his work done remotely, as was I, and we were hitting some barriers. There were internet connection issues, there was location issues, there was just time difference issues, and it was a struggle. But we found Frank's Cafe at the very end on our last day, and we realized that here was something really incredible and inspiring that we'd stumbled across. This was the kind of thing that we'd been hoping to find that was making travel so worth it. And so we came back from London really inspired. And over the next couple of weeks, we set out to try and recreate that experience. We looked at a couple of art installations. We went and tried to check out some other immersive environments. And as part of that, we went to 2 key places. We traveled down to Otherworld, which is in Columbus, Ohio. And then just this week, we went to the Mattress Factory in Pittsburgh. And both times we absolutely failed to have the experience that we've been wanting to have. Both times it was a free-for-all. There was a lot of noise, there were a lot of people, the whole thing felt kind of rushed through, and we weren't having the same experience that we've been trying to capture ever since getting back to the States. And Pittsburgh was really that second realization for us. I said to Chad, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. It was the second trip that we'd done that had just crashed for us and hadn't had the impact or the results that we wanted. And on our drive back, we kind of went through a bit of a crisis. We started asking ourselves, what the fuck are we doing? If we're trying to do a video blog, essentially, that's about going and exploring these immersive environments, if we're trying to track our progress as artists, as business people, as entrepreneurs, and we're not getting to capture these environments the way we want to, is the whole idea stupid and should we throw it away? And this morning, I woke up with a very different realization. We have been looking outside of ourselves to try and build our business. But as artists, we really need to be looking inside of ourselves to create value. So let me say a little bit more about what I mean there. For a while now, we've been talking about the dream of putting together a house, a retreat, an art installation space, somewhere that we can call home and our own, that we can pour all of our work into. And we started calling it the Lamb House. The idea started way back in LA. And if you read our story, you'll see that we initially had planned to set up a photo studio and do something along these lines back there. And the idea never really went away. We've just continued to hone it and have it grow as time's gone on. And the Lamb House is really an opportunity for us to pour everything that we have as artists into a concrete physical space. Now, I think we have to keep going outside into the world to go and get inspiration and to kind of pick up new ideas and influences to bring back home and to reinterpret in order to build this place. I think that's important. You see creatives in all kinds of industries and disciplines doing this. Restaurant owners take a couple of months off and go travel to a new region to mop up some cooking techniques or some new flavors, and then they come back and they do their own version of that at home. Artists of all stripes, clothing designers, architects, painters, use travel and use different cultures and immersion in those cultures to go and find something new so that they can keep doing novel work. And so I see us doing that, but I don't see that being the primary goal of our business. We don't need to show you another scrap of what's on this planet. There is nothing left that you couldn't Google, find a video blog on, find a Google satellite image of that's left on this planet. So we don't need to go and do that anymore. What we need to do is start working on how we're going to build this place and decide what we're going to use it for. We have a couple of ideas already. We'd like it to be a retreat for artists and entrepreneurs to be able to come and get out into nature and to be in a much more inspiring place. We'd like it to house our executive coaching and our consulting work, where we can really work one-on-one with artists as individuals or as groups to further their work and to help them figure out how they're best going to make money out of the work that they're doing so that they can continue to survive. We're interested in having a larger space to do installation work and to have a chance to produce art that has much more impact. And we want to create a home, a place where we get to design it from the floor up. We have both lived in apartments pretty much our whole lives. We've rented. And it's so stifling to be an artist and to be in a place where you don't feel like you can live your art every day and have full creative control over the environment that you live in. So the Lamb House is our goal. We need to find a space that is big enough to house everything that we're looking to do, with enough rooms to let people stay, maybe overnight, maybe for a couple of days, and enough room to be able to provide a gallery for other emerging artists and space for us to work. And that's where I get excited. That's where I realize that our job is not to be a travel blog. Our job is not to try and create money from what we are providing in terms of our services and our store so that we just go out there and take pictures of the world. That's been done. Our job is to create a place that can only be created by us, where our imaginations and our ideas and our skills get put to their fullest use, and where we can create somewhere to bring other people to come and see and experience and enjoy.